Welcome back to the Naturally Us podcast, where we talk about our transitions into adulthood. I'm your host, Nyla.
And Gabby.
And we are welcomed by our...
Our guest. It's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm a guest here. My name is Dheshouen.
Our third host.
Yeah. At this point. But yes, so my name is Dheshouen. I'm here with these lovely ladies, and I'm so happy that they have me here on this podcast. Yes. I'm so excited to get into some things with you guys. Yeah.
We are so happy to have Dheshouen here.
Super excited.
Okay, so I like to open up with a quote, and my quote for today for Dheshouen's episode is this. So just let us know if it pertains to you at all. Mm-hmm. Leaders who don't listen will eventually be surrounded by people who don't speak.
Of course. Absolutely. I don't feel like it really pertains to me, but it pertains to Nicki Minaj. I feel like that's her whole thing, because literally there's like stuff going on with her, and I'm like, what's your team doing?
Yeah.
Like, they're not
really watching out for her. I would say.
Exactly. So I mean, I'm like a leader that always listens, and I like to have the information. Like, tell me when I'm wrong. You know, like
you need those kind of people around you.
Absolutely, because like I don't want a yes man. Like, if I ask you if my outfit is cute, don't tell me yes and I go out here looking busted and getting tore down. Like, I need you to be really there for me. So I don't really like when they call themselves leaders, but they don't really want the input and the feedback.
Yeah.
Like, you're just there.
That's
so
a good quote.
Yeah,
I was just talking to somebody, and they were like, I feel like I have nothing but yes men around me. So they were like, I just need to change like who I hang around. So I can definitely see. That's a good quote.
I love how y'all interpret it. I kind of thought about it in such a different way. So I thought about it when it came to like the workplace. Have you ever had a job where you got like new management, and the manager kind of came in trying to act like they knew what to do, and they weren't listening to like the employees telling us like, this is unreasonable, and they're like, no, you can do it. And it's like, no, you don't know. We can do it because you've never been in our position.
Heck yeah.
That's how I thought of it.
Absolutely. McDonald's. It was his manager named Miss Ida. I'm putting you on blast. And so she came in, right? She was like a new GM or whatever. So I worked the table. Well, I knew how to do everything, but I mainly worked the table. So she was like, oh, like, it's busy. Like, I need you to move faster. And I'm like, and I worked at the airport. I'm like, there's like literally 20 orders.
Even worse.
Yeah, there's like 20 orders on the screen. Like, I'm moving. She was like, I'm going to go on the other side. So she went on the table to make a sandwich. She literally made one sandwich, and it took like 5 minutes. I kid you not. She was like, well, you got it. Just let me know. I'm like, girl, how you going to try to tell us like what to do? You don't even know how to do it.
Did that experience change her way of managing you guys?
Not at all. She's the reason why I quit.
Bro, I worked at McDonald's for like 2 weeks. That was the worst job I ever had.
Really? I actually love McDonald's.
I've never worked at
I hated McDonald's.
Never.
It was great. You got to get into. Well, you don't have to no more.
I think.
I mean, we grown past that. I mean,
hey, God willing, I don't need to. But if I do, McDonald's, you always gonna be there for me.
I mean, I still know how to make all the sandwiches. So whenever I be in line,
the cash register.
Oh yeah,
I was the front runner. Whatever.
So they did all the pretty girls and stuff in the cash register. That's how they always did it. And I'm like, they stuck me in the grill immediately. So what are you trying to say?
What are you trying to say? Wait, I got a question for you, Dheshouen, though.
Yeah.
Do they McFlurry machine really be down all the time?
Not at all.
That's
so
what I'm
like, y'all machine is not down. Y'all just have to refill the thing.
It's more so like they don't clean it. Like, you gotta clean it ever so often, and they would just like the machine would stop if you don't clean it at a certain point.
So it's laziness.
Yes,
that
absolutely.
Too, yeah.
I mean, sometimes it do be down. Sometimes, because like if you don't clean it good and you keep using it, then it messes it up. But for the most part, they just don't feel like cleaning it. Yeah.
Dang. That's irritating.
Real ghetto.
Like...
It's real ghetto. It's 0 stars. Wouldn't recommend it. But I liked it, McDonald's. I had so much fun. We used to... I started working there straight after high school. So I guess this is relevant to the podcast, right?
Yeah.
So I went there straight after high school. And I'm like, okay, my first goal is I want to get a car. Like, F everything else. So I was working there. And it was fun. Like, we used to play music in the back. Like, it was really a really good time. And then I started working at CVS as well. So then I was working like 2 jobs. I finally get my car, and then me and Miss Ida got into it. one good time, and I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm out of here.
Get me out of here.
Literally, I told her because I forget what we was getting to it about, but she asked me, she was like, are you dumb? Are you stupid? Because when I'm telling you something, and I'm like,
oh, nah.
I literally took my badge off and I threw it out. She was like, oh, she was like, you're quitting? I said, yep. I signed out on the little register and I left. And mind you, this is like 7 o'clock in the morning. And my mom took me back and forth to my job because it was an airport. I didn't want to pay for parking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm struggling already. So
right,
I called my mom. Okay.
Right.
So I called my mom. I was like, can you pick me up? She was like, I just dropped you off 2 hours ago. Like, I'm trying to sleep. I said, I just quit.
I just quit.
Okay. So then I went to CVS and I said, I can work full time now. Like, my schedule just cleared up. So, yeah, it was crazy.
Oh my goodness. Like, dang. I don't know why this feels like deja vu. Like, I feel like I heard that story before.
Really? From
yes,
me?
Yes.
Maybe.
I'm like, wait, have we had this conversation?
Maybe. We just might.
But let's get a little bit into who you are. You don't have to go into super duper in depth, but just tell us, like, where were you born and raised? What was your childhood life like a little bit?
Yeah.
Then we'll get into a couple would you rathers.
Oh, yeah, of course. So I lived in Belleville for like most of my elementary school, but I was like raised and grew up in Inkster. Like that's where my grandma lived. And like I went to school in Belleville, but like summers and stuff like that. Like my mom was a single woman, like so she worked all the time. So I'm always going back and forth. And Inkster, for y'all don't know, you know, around the world, it's the hood. Okay, think of Detroit, what you think of Detroit, but like a Detroit Junior. So that's pretty.
I ain't never been out there before.
I never thought of Inkster as the hood because I just go to churches there. That's it.
Girl,
like, let me tell you,
they be killing people, okay? Bodies, like, legit. Like,
dang.
Especially, don't go to no Sunoco gas station in Inkster.
What? Is that bad?
Yes. Like, have you ever been to a Sunoco gas station in general?
Yeah. I mean,
you never noticed that they got bulletproof? They got bulletproof.
Windows.
Like, yeah. Like,
yeah.
Oh, wow. You are so blessed that you don't have to experience this ghetto. But yeah, I grew up there. And then pretty much with me, you know, like my journey, you know, obviously I'm gay. You know, hello.
Obviously.
Obviously, you know, if you didn't know, but I could turn it off.
Look, Jeff loves that. He's like, they trying to be gritty, like, oh, hey, girl, what's up? And Jeff, what up, bro?
Hey, you know, I still do that. I feel like it's just because, like, I mean, that was, like, kind of funny, but at first I used to do that because with straight guys, like, you don't really know how they are. You know, some people are really homophobic, so I don't want them to be like, no, man, like, get off me like that. You know, they be feeling like it's contagious, but I think they low-key DL if they're like that. I mean, like, why are you that pressed? Like, man, no, go. Like, you scared about turning you gay?
Okay.
It's a tell.
Yeah, like, if somebody's, like, overly homophobic or, like, always want to know, like, in their business, like, man, I don't mess with guys. Like, why? Like, why are you so pressed?
Yeah.
Like, you know, they got their own demons. Like, when they be like, I'm fighting demons, man, those are the demons that they're fighting.
I mean, because I feel like a lot of people are triggered down.
I'm like, let me see
okay,
what's
it's
going
like, yeah. Those are the demons they be fighting. But, you know, that's pretty much...
about yourself.
Yeah, you know, about me. You know, I'm very outgoing, obviously.
I love that.
Yes. I talk a lot, you know, and now that I'm older... I realized I was a little annoying back when I was younger. Like, I was a little annoying, and especially, like, now, like, I know when and when not to... You know, like, sometimes with certain people, like, you can kind of be like, oh, yeah. But, you know, other times, like, this not the setting, this not the vibe. Like, everybody, like, smoking and we chilling. Like, we don't want to hear... Like, this not the vibe. Like,
read the room. Okay?
Yeah, I'm way better at reading the room. I give that thanks to my boyfriend James, because he's a read the roomer. Like, he walks into a room with the binoculars. He was like, oh, I don't like them. They're shady, this and that. So I picked up a lot of that with him, because before... I would just be so talking to everybody, going around, da-da-da.
Oh, I love that.
But James would be like, they don't really like you. I'm like, what? No, we was talking. Well, if you didn't notice, they faces all scrunched up the whole time. So then when we go back, I'm like, oh.
Like, that's why they was acting like that.
Yeah, like,
I thought they were just listening to my conversation.
Yeah, you know. So, you know, I definitely had to learn, you know. It's just every day, every year, I learn something different. This year I turned 26. And I learned a lot about myself, you know, especially just from 18 to now, like, just that you really need to watch like who you're around and your energy, and that is very, very big.
We say that all the time. Watch who you're around. Protect your
energy.
Peace. Yeah.
That's literally my motto this year: is protecting my peace and protecting my energy.
Yeah.
So many people I've distanced myself from this year, and it's just like for the better.
Yeah, and it's sometimes like, you know, with some of those relationships, you might not want to, but you just got to step back and be like, you know what, it's not healthy, you know. And you just got to know when to say, you know, okay, I'm good, you know. And it's sometimes distancing doesn't mean like, oh, I'm cutting you off forever.
Right. It's just for yourself.
Yeah.
During that time being.
Exactly.
Like a lot of family, I just have to distance. Like, I can't keep giving you money. I'm so sorry. We got our own stuff. And then also, like, with certain friends, you know how, like, sometimes, like, you don't talk to your friends for, like, a month or two. Like, you know, that's just life happens. Exactly. And then sometimes they be like, oh, you haven't hit me up. Is there a problem? It's like, no, there's no problem.
But you also could have hit me up.
Exactly. That's my main thing. Like, it's a two-way street.
Yes.
It's definitely a two-way street. And, like, and I just feel like people just need to be more conscious. Like, we're all older now. Like, we're not in high school.
Getting into different stuff.
Yes. Like, people are getting married. People are having kids, like, getting new jobs, taking care of their parents. You know, like, it's
you
just
never know what people have going on, so don't always make it about you.
Right.
Like, how about you start by, how have you been? It's been a minute since we talked.
Yeah.
That's what be killing me. Like, ain't no hey, just I ain't heard from you.
Literally.
Just start with a hey.
Yeah, like, you know, we all got our stuff going on. So, like, I don't never, you know, I have friendships that I literally talk to a couple times a year, but every time we link up or hang out,
no time
it's like no time has passed.
I have a couple of those friendships.
I know, me too.
Yes, like, I was actually talking with one of my friends, like, that she stays in, what city? Oh, she stays in Wisconsin now. And we grew up together. Like, we went to elementary school, like, all the way up into high school. And we talk only, like, a couple times. And then, but when we do, it's like, oh, mainly when we do talk, it's like, okay, we're going to visit each other. We hang out. And then we just catch up. And it's like, all right, talk to you in a couple months.
Right.
You know
how to go.
Yeah. You know, life just be lifing.
Yeah.
Real hard.
It really do. Okay, so let's move into our
next segment. Yes, would you rather? Ooh. So for y'all, let me find this first quick.
Okay.
Okay, so this is mine. Would you rather be on a survival reality show or a dating game show?
Dating game show. Absolutely.
Dating game. I was about to say, Gabby told me that.
Yes. I'm not. No, you're not about to strip me naked and throw me on the island.
Make me eat no freaking spiders.
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely.
Have you ever? Is it Survival?
Yeah.
Survivor or something?
Or there's another one called Scared and Naked or Naked and Afraid or something.
I can't.
Absolutely not. I feel like you want to be on the Survivor show.
I low key do. Me and my brother used to talk about this all the time. We just want to see if we could survive, like, you know, some type of zombie apocalypse. But we just want to see if we could survive and make it. You know, that just sounds fun.
I don't need to know that because I'm surviving in this world. So I don't need to.
And it's hard enough as it is.
It's just so fun.
I watch some dating shows and I'm just thinking like, if I was on this show, I watch Love Is. Of course, I finished it.
Season 3?
Yeah.
I mean, I watched season 1 and 2, but after season 2 was just so bad. I did not like season 2 at all.
I thought the people who went on season 2 were really there for fame. Like, none of the couples worked out. Like, all the people just did not see it. I mean, like, I felt like Jared and Diana could have worked out, but like, you don't know what happened behind closed doors.
They should have never been together.
They should have never, because he wanted the mixed or Latina girl.
What's her name?
I forgot, but we know curly hair.
I know. So it's she ended up with Sal, the ukulele
guy. Her name
guy.
is Malvin.
Yeah,
Mallory. So he really wanted Mallory, and I feel like Mallory really wanted him.
Yeah.
They didn't want the people.
No, but listen. I am so indifferent because it's like, okay, yes, it's an experiment. He's falling for 2 people. Okay, yeah. Mal told them you're not my type. Okay, cool. You know, you were my type, but I also have a connection with her, so let me go explore it. I explored it. I feel like that was worth it. Everybody keeps saying, oh, she was my second choice, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, yes, she might have not been my top at that time, but you have to realize they're in the pods for 10 days. You have multiple connections. Okay, yeah, we don't know at what point they cut it off and how much time him and Ayana had just them two. So, yes, it seems. And also, I always... give things up to the edit. You don't know what got edited, what got left behind. There could have been conversations that could have happened, and they were so cute. Like, I loved Ayana and Jared together, and I was so sad when they got divorced.
Wait, I got a question.
I wasn't.
Do y'all,
Go ahead.
Do y'all think y'all can really fall in love with somebody in 10 days?
I don't know about fall in love, but I for sure feel like I could see potential and be like, wow, I really like you a lot. Like, I'm really crushing on you. I don't know about
like
love.
That's not possible.
I don't know about love, but for sure, like.
So do y'all believe in love at first sight?
I don't.
No?
I believe
I guess not, because it ain't happened to me. Yeah, lust, but.
Do you?
I think it's possible. I do. Now, the pod situation, because love is a feeling you just get, like, when you just look at that person, you know? So that's what I'm saying. Like, love at first sight, I feel like it's possible, because you could just meet someone and just talking to them, and just during that, 3-hour conversation, you be like,
but
I'm
is
really
that
feeling
first sight?
something.
But the thing is that first sight or first conversation? Because first sight is like, you and Gabby just saw each other. Oh my goodness, no conversation. No, this is my person. That's what I think when first sight.
Love at first sight.
After conversation, I would say maybe after conversation, it's like, wow, like dang, this is really my person. Yeah. Everything that is, we're lining, stars are aligning. Like, if it's after conversation, yes, I believe in that. But when it say like, boom, I just saw you down the street, I knew
that's
you was
my wife. That's my
yes.
Oh, I mean, I don't. Okay, so then I feel like love at first 24 hours is possible.
Right.
But okay, first sight is a little problematic, because it's like I can see someone be like, oh, dang, you fine, or like, dang, like I really see something there, but like you really gotta talk to them and get to know that person. And I feel like sometimes you can meet someone in that first 24 hours, know more about them and then somebody you know for years. Like it's just
that's
really
definitely possible.
Really depends. So I do think it's possible to love someone in 10 days, but not without seeing them. And I know that sounds cliche, but it's like
looks matter to me.
It matters, and not even like I need to know if you're attractive way. Just I need to know who I'm looking at. Like, I'm not saying they have to be fine. They can not be, so
to your I'll put a spoiler warning here before I say this. If you have not finished Love is Blind season 3, fast forward like 20 minutes. I don't know how long this conversation gonna take, but just fast forward. Okay, spoiler warning. Don't say I didn't warn you. Okay, so when it comes to Bartice and
what is going
Nancy,
on with that?
When it comes to
that blew my mind.
Listen, because remember he was like, yeah, my physical attraction fades. I love someone, but after a while the physical attraction fades. It's like, boy. It wasn't looks that matter. It's like, no, you slept with the person. You got what you needed out of them. Now you on to the next.
He just kept downplaying her multiple times. I was like,
as soon as he saw Raven, he was like, yeah, me and her just work in the real world and da 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 da.
As if that's not the real world, though. That was.
Did Raven like Bartice too?
No. Good. Remember, Raven was the one doing jumping jacks while Bartice was opening. I'm like, I did not like Raven at first because of that, but I fell in love with Raven towards the end. I'm like, wow, I love her. Like,
her and SK are so cute together.
So did any of the couples work out?
Did you not finish or what?
I did not watch season 3 at all.
Are you going to?
No, because season 2 just really pissed me off.
But season 3?
Well, the doctor and
oh my goodness,
the Indian
Shake
girl.
and
Shake
and Deep Tea.
Sheik, whatever his name is trash, is scum. He was putting that girl down, and she is so pretty.
And
like,
that's what I was saying. And at the reunion, they said that he said even more things behind the camera. Like, they said that he got a good edit, and if that was his good edit, I want to see
what he was saying.
Exactly,
some reckless stuff.
And you not a prize. Like, you're not.
Wasn't the prize at all.
At all, and.
But you have to realize that people from different cultures like expect different things from their women.
But he was also used to dating white women.
I was about to say he dated white. Oh, sorry, white people. I love y'all. I love y'all. But I'm just saying, just for context. Like, he dated white girls, like, all the time. So, like, don't try to just say, like, oh, Deepthi, this, I need this and this and this from you. Just say, you know what? Like, this is what I'm into and I can try, but just be honest up front.
And even in the pods, they showed a conversation when he was asking, like, oh, how tall are you? How
or
much
did
do
she
you
work
weigh?
out?
Yeah, like, all that stuff. Like, that to me is red flags. And I'm actually, I was surprised that they made it that far.
Yeah, me too. I think what her connection was just that they're same backgrounds, and I felt like
it's like, oh, I'm gonna connect with this person the
like
most.
On paper they literally should have worked on paper, but his personality is
that can
ugly.
Make you ugly. Yes, it's
so ugly. Wow, we were on the same page because we were literally about to say that, but like that, it was just not it.
It wasn't.
So see, back to season 3 because I'm a real Twitter user.
Oh, like how many couples made it?
Yeah.
So there were 5 couples. This was the first season that all 5 couples made it to the altar. Because you know how season 1, Jessica and whatever didn't make it to the altar. Oh not Jessica. It was
Mark.
No, it wasn't Mark. It was a black couple, the one who sang the Beyonce lyrics.
Oh,
I
was
can't
like, he
remember
was like,
his
this about your
name.
wig or something
Yes,
like
remember
that.
at the pool they broke up.
Yes.
The black couple, remember?
Oh my God, the fucking bi guy.
Yes.
And, oh,
He was, listen, he was fluid, okay? He was fluid.
That man blew me. I was like,
And then
what?
that was, so season 1, they didn't make it to the altar. And then season 2, Shayna and I can't remember her guy's name, they didn't make it to the altar. But this season was the first season that all 5 couples made it to the altar. But only 2 people got married, and then 1 couple are still together, but they're not married. And I love that for them.
I know, they can grow and still learn about each other.
And I'm glad that he said no, though, because the reasons that he said no made sense. Like, he was supposed to move away for 2 years.
But on Twitter, people were like, why didn't he say that beforehand, before he got to the altar?
But the thing is, they're still together, so it doesn't matter.
That's true.
Like, it doesn't matter whether he said that or not.
They should have talked about it a little bit.
But we don't know what happened, like,
because of the edits.
Exactly, like the edits and
so
whatever.
people were saying that season 3 was better than season 2.
Better than season 2, but season 1 nothing would top that because I felt like it was so authentic.
Yes.
It was authentically blind and it was really an experiment. Like people genuinely wanted to like find love. I feel like the seasons after that, like we risk people going on for fame. Like there was this one guy.
Which season?
Season 3. Remember Andrew, the Asian guy, who was like,
"Oh
is this okay?"
Oh, and he did the drop. Like, what the fuck? I'm like, this is why I didn't even. Like I said, I'll be on Twitter, so Twitter tells me everything I need to know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is why I didn't watch. Like, this is like.
Right. Just click the hashtags. You're gonna find out everything.
Yeah, and then like people were saying about the Bertice guy that he was attracted to the other girl because they looked like his sister or something.
Oh, I saw that. She does kind of look like
low key. That's weird. 'Cause, okay, so. Continue with the spoiler alert. So Bartice's sister, okay, so the girl that Bartice chose was pro-abortion. She was saying, if my kid has like a
disorder
or something, like I don't want to bring a kid into this world that's struggling, so I'm gonna abort the kid and risk getting another healthy pregnancy. He's like, no, I couldn't do that, and which I thought was inappropriate. He brought that conversation up in front of his family, and his sister agreed and was crying. It's like, okay, why are you crying? But she was like, no, I just feel so strongly about this.
Trying to change her opinion.
Yeah, and I feel like if that conversation would have went differently with Bartice's family, maybe he would have said yes at the altar. But because his sister like was so strongly about that, and then relating his sister to Raven, like that's weird. Like, what if there's some weird incest thing going on?
But the sister's boyfriend low key looks like Bartice too.
That's so weird.
Yeah,
That's
so
weird.
I mean,
I didn't even think about that until y'all said that.
So I don't know. I mean, I didn't watch it, so I don't know if it's that far. But I think it's what they're used to. Cause you know how like sometimes they say like like daughters attract the mans that they used to being around in their life. So if you have a shitty
father,
dad,
not your brother,
what?
Unless they don't have like a father figure in their life, then I would understand that.
Yeah.
But wasn't he the younger brother?
I don't know why I thought they were twins.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I just assumed they were twins.
Yeah, I don't know. So I didn't even watch with season 2. I didn't even watch the After the Altar. Like,
I feel like I did.
I always do.
I didn't.
I'm nosy.
I was just so checked out of season 2. Like
you was over it.
The Shane guy, I thought he was on drugs. Like he was always amped up.
Oh yes.
Like
he was
really
on something.
Yes. Oh my God.
like, yep. So it's just. No, I didn't like none of the couples of season 2.
Yeah,
I don't know. I really liked Ayana and
they were
Jared.
just cute together.
No.
I think I just really liked Ayana.
She
I
was
was just
annoying.
wanting her to be happy.
She was annoying to
they
me.
were completely different. He liked being out. She liked being at home. There was no compromise for neither one of them.
But sometimes opposites attract.
Yeah, like me. I will say, me and James, we are we are opposite in the sense of like what we like to do in our free time, but we are very the same like goals. Like we both work,
and
we're
that's how
both
it
driven,
should be.
you know. And but with Ayana, she was annoying to me. Like she like she kept saying like da 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 da. I'm like, girl, shut up. Like
I follow her on Instagram and everything. Like I really like her.
That's how I feel about Zenab.
I love her. Wait,
on season 3,
I don't love her, but I don't hate her because I'm kind of team Cole.
Same.
Okay, cool.
Cole Barnett.
Yeah.
I thought he was related to Matt.
Bro, they really could look. They
look alike and the last name. And then when it was like, oh, they're not related, I said, yeah.
Ain't no way they're not related.
Ain't no way.
Because they look alike.
So I heard it was coming to Detroit. Love is Blind. Did you see that?
I saw the ad and I'm like so excited. And it'd be so cool if like somebody that I know gets on the show and I'm like,
I know.
Rooting for you.
Yeah, so one of my friends, he was like, "Oh, they should have like an LGBTQ
That
like
would be a
season."
good one too.
I was like, "That won't work." He was like, "Why?" I was like, "Because you got all the guys on one pod and all the girls. So if you have
All
guys
and
guys,
more guys. What if the guys on the same side fall in love with each other?
exactly, like that's not
Oh,
that literally wouldn't work." I was like,
I didn't think about that.
yeah.
Only way that would work is if everybody was isolated. Like you had no mutual ground. Like everybody
Yeah.
needed to be isolated.
Kind of like The Circle. I don't know if you ever
Yeah,
watched
I
that.
love
Yeah,
The
I heard about
I
that.
told you I watch all of these like shows, like, and that's why I would choose like to be on a love show because I watch. There's also Love Island or
Oh, I
something
haven't
like
watched that.
Do you watch Too Hot to Handle?
Of course,
What's that on?
Netflix.
Netflix, I think so.
Too Hot to
Okay.
Handle. Okay, so this is you probably wouldn't know, but season 2, or was that season 1? I think it was for sure season 1.
Too Hot to Handle?
Yeah, Giannina and Damien.
Mm-hmm.
Damien brought a girl from Too Hot to
That's
Handle.
the only reason why I know about that show.
Yeah, so
After the altar.
Damien.
from season 1. Remember Giannina? She was the one who
Oh,
proposed
yeah,
back
yeah.
to him.
Uh-huh.
So remember how? Did you watch After the Altar?
Mm-hmm.
On After the Altar, they were like kind of in a weird place. They was like, are we
Right.
together? Are we not together? He brought a date to their After the Altar party, and their date was Francesca from Too Hot to Handle.
That's crazy.
It was really weird.
Oh man, that After the Altar was so good. Season 1 though. See, that was good television. Okay,
really
that was prime
that
television.
was good.
It
Like
was.
Cam and fucking Lauren.
I love
is,
them.
And they still
They're my
together.
favorite.
They are so fine together.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
I can't wait for them to have babies. I know the
I
last
know.
time I stalked her, she said that they were trying. But I'm just like, okay, when it's
I want them to have like their own reality show at
They
this
were.
point.
That would be
I
so
think they
nice.
were supposed to, or they started like a little YouTube channel, but they're not consistent. I
Yeah.
feel like nobody really consistent with YouTube nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, guilty as charged. So, what was another this or that? Right, that's where we started off.
Oh,
with?
wait. Would you rather?
Would you rather? Would
Okay,
you rather?
I got one. Would you rather have a job that pays $70 an hour but lets you work from home, or a job that pays $100 an hour but requires you to be physically present?
Physically present, $100 an hour?
What? 70? I'm at home.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, I could get up whenever. I could
Yes.
travel while working. And it's a $30 per hour difference, but $70 an hour alone. Like, how much is that a salary?
I need you to look that up because the
You
$100
would
per
rather
hour.
go in,
Times
traveling
40
in the snow, the
times
rain.
52. So that's $145 dollars and six
For 70 or 100?
for 70.
For 70.
So that's 6-figure job, you know,
Mhm.
for
Mhm.
100. So 100 times 40. Oops. 100 times 40. Dang, I can't. 100 times 40 hours times 52 weeks. 208. So
Yeah, I'm going in. Absolutely. 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 I'm
I just
going
like
into
being
office.
at home.
Me
Nobody
too.
bothering
I
me.
work from home now. I love working from home. But my previous job, which was at Oak Street, I went in and I wasn't making $100 an hour. So I just imagine if I
still went
was. Like,
right, I'm low key going in now, and I'm not making. So I guess I could go in, but the lazy part of me wants to like stay home
in.
and still make more than I'm making now. you
Yeah.
know?
Right.
Yeah. So let me see if I can think of a would you rather. We're doing would you rather, right?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Would you rather? Well, no, that won't really work because you can sing. I was about to say, would you rather have the ability to sing or have the ability to act?
She can act too.
Wow.
All the plays you were in high school.
Wow, this is so ghetto. Like,
Right, that was
she's
actually
just so
musicals.
talented. She's just so
I
talented.
have musicals, but we could do both.
Okay, well then why don't you just be on somebody's Broadway show? Like, what's going on?
You know it's crazy. Like, I really miss so much the musicals in high schools, and I was like so tempted to go find some like adult production of something
That
just
would
so
be
I could
fun to
like
do.
do it again.
I can see you doing it, yeah.
I would,
You-
but I'm so busy. I have no time.
Yeah.
Being a big
Like I feel
sister.
like if like I was unemployed and like I was one of those stay-at-home wives, I could just go and live out all my dreams. Like I wanna go to a cooking class. I wanna be a chef this week. Nope,
Yeah.
next week I'm gonna be an actress.
Just trying to find yourself
Like
and money.
finding myself.
Yeah, I wish I could sing. I would rather sing. Cause I dance. Like I feel like I'm a pretty okay dancer. So if I could just add the singing on there, I'm just trying to be on somebody's talk show, like, you know, giving a performance, you know. So that's what I
love that.
would rather do. What about you?
I know how to sing low key.
High
So y'all both
No,
singers?
but listen, so Gabby's brother is like an amazing singer, and then her dad sings, her mom sings, her sister sings. I don't even know if Andrew can sing.
He can low key sing
a little bit.
So you
Gabby,
came from the
but
Jacksons,
listen-
got it.
Nah,
So-
she came from the Jacksons.
Low key. But okay, so me and Gabby met in the church. So we used to go to her church or whatever, always
Church
singing
girl,
or whatever.
okay.
So we grew up in the church, and I was always in the choir and the praise team, and Gabby was never. She's like, that's y'all
I was just trying to
area.
I'm like, I'm
But
just
the thing
chilling.
about Gabby, if you hear her singing, just be quiet. Just listen to it. Because as soon as if you bring attention to it at all,
She
she
gonna
won't be quiet. But Gabby can sing. Like, I've never heard her sing like full out one song. But if you can hear people under their breath, like
Yeah,
little
like-
snippets.
Yep. I love it. But yes, Gabby can sing.
Oh, wow. So let me ask y'all, we are like that annoying girl in school though that sung every 5 seconds, like we're
No,
taking a
I
test, and then they sing
No,
on,
that was-
yeah, like girl,
We
we
know
get
you
it.
can sing.
Like we get it.
No, but I know some people like that, and it's so irritating. Because like, even though I can sing, I'm not one of those people that like will go around singing. Like, yes, I do sing a lot, and anything you say reminds me of a song.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think you said something earlier, like that I sang something under my breath. I was like, oh, that reminds me of a song.
Yeah.
But like, that's anything. Like, I'm always singing, but I'm not the type of person like to sing everything.
Right.
Like you can just tell. I feel like you can tell when someone's singing for attention or
Yes.
just
It's
sing
like,
because like what
okay,
they feel
shut
it.
up.
Because you literally get that feel as soon as they start like, oh my
Yeah.
god.
Okay, we know you can sing.
Oh,
We
okay,
know.
Ashanti. Like, oh my god.
Bro, this reminds me. I don't know what it was, but I saw this clip. I think the Shade Room posted it. It was like Ashanti was giving a speech, and she just took the mic and started singing like nobody asked you. She was
Like,
like,
what?
my days are cold.
Like, what's going
I was
on?
like, okay, yes, we didn't ask that, but
Right.
good job. Do you want a cookie?
Yeah, I love my
You
girl
wanna cookie?
Ashanti, but she be thinking her vocal abilities is up here, and I need her to.
Hey, no,
Come down to reality.
It's the like, girl, just not that.
Yeah.
Oh, Miss Ashanti.
Miss
Man.
Ashanti, Shanti. So,
All right.
what is the next one? Is there another?
Yeah, I
Would
just
you
got
rather?
one more.
Okay.
So
That's
if
the last
y'all,
one, 'cause I ain't got
yeah,
no more.
you know, okay, yeah, this is the last one. If you could pick one app to be on for the next month, would you pick Instagram or TikTok?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I don't like those
I'm
options.
gonna pick
Okay,
Instagram.
Twitter or TikTok.
Well, then, no. We're going to do TikTok or Instagram.
He's like, 'cause Twitter would be the answer.
Yeah, because Twitter will make it too easy. But I would do Instagram because most of the stuff from TikTok,
Goes
like the
over to Instagram.
Instagram,
That
like
was
the
my
highlights.
reasoning, too.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because they be like reels. Like, even me,
Yeah.
for our Naturally Us page, I literally make it on TikTok and then post it on Instagram.
Yeah. That's what I would do. I feel like you would do TikTok though.
Yes, I love TikTok.
Mhm.
I be scrolling for days.
But
on
I love
TikTok.
Twitter too. Twitter, TikTok, then Instagram.
Yeah, Twitter is A1, but Elon Musk, I need you to sell it back to wherever they got it because you're not about to mess up my favorite app. Period.
Oh, that is my
What
favorite app.
changed? Because I'm not like a big Twitter user. Like, I'll get on it and stuff, but
I'm on
I
it
don't
every
tweet or
single
anything.
day.
I
Every
scroll.
day. So nothing has technically changed like officially yet, but he tried to do Twitter Blue. And basically, if you pay for Twitter Blue, you
Like
get
$8 a month.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
get a check mark. So people were paying it and acting like these political figures
Right.
and stuff like that, and it was just a shit show. Like people was acting like LeBron and be like, "Oh, I want to get sold to this team," and then like people don't pay attention to it.
So they gonna think that's the real person.
Yeah, so then like you get like 100K plus retweets and everybody commenting, and he like, "Oh, that was not me,"
Right.
So then he had to take
That's
it away
irritating.
after like 3 days. Like it's just a shit show, and then
It's
he's
dumb.
laying off like thousands of employees.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I
You
saw
didn't?
something
No.
about him saying, everybody working from home, get ready to go back into the office.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, literally, he's about to bring everybody back because he say that's going to save the government or save the market.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Economy type thing?
Economy. Then that's the word. Yeah, I don't
I was
know.
like, I
It's
think
just. I mean, so far my Twitter is still good, but I don't know.
But some people just don't need that type of power
I just really
or control.
Yes, and I was also thinking like the worst people have the most money.
Man,
Like-
I swear.
It's so crazy because like I saw this breakdown. If Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk were to give,
He's Amazon, right?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they could literally give every American $1 million right now deposit, and they would still be billionaires.
Dang.
That's how much money they got. Like it's nothing.
That's
to
ridiculous.
To have that much
Like,
money
to
and
have-
not do nothing with
to
it.
have that much money.
I could use $1 million.
What would y'all do?
I could use $1 million.
Okay, what would you do with $1 million?
I would pay off the house I just bought.
Ooh, congratulations!
Thank you. So I will pay that off, and then I'll still have like what? Oh my God,
A
still
good
have
amount,
a
yeah.
good amount.
About $1 million left.
I mean, so I wouldn't quit my job though. I wouldn't quit
Yeah,
my
no,
job because it's like $1 million is a lot, but it's like not a lot because it's like okay,
It
once
goes
you,
Everything
quick.
adds up.
And
Like-
things are so expensive nowadays.
like okay, let's say you buy a $300,000 house. Okay, now you got what $700,000 left. Let's say you buy a cars or I want me a Wagoneer, so I'm gonna spend $100,000 on a Wagoneer. So now I'm at 600,000, and then it's like okay, if I were to quit my job, that $600,000 gonna
It's
be
gonna
gone
run out.
real quick. So
Especially-
I would invest. I would
Yep,
invest
that's
in
what
some
I would
stuff.
do.
Yeah. But I would definitely still keep my job though. It's fine. I mean, I ain't complaining. You know.
A good little million in the
Would you take
bank
a
account.
little trips? Some trips here and there?
Yes, absolutely. So I've never been out of the country.
Really?
Never been. I'm actually scared to
Wow.
be out of the country. One of my fears is that I go out of the country, somebody steals my passport, and then I'm trapped there forever, and I have to start a new life in a
Well,
different
can't
country.
you just go to the embassy?
But I'm scared they'll be like, we don't believe you. You made it up. You wasn't from the United States, and
Oh
I'm
my
trapped. Like I
goodness.
have this fear of being stuck in a different country. Like I don't know.
No,
That
you
is
gotta
so funny.
experience it at least one time.
So what countries have y'all been to?
Italy and Mexico.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been.
I never even been to Canada.
What?
Wow.
I just went to Canada for the Jasmine Sullivan
Really?
concert.
Oh yeah.
I've been in Canada, Puerto Rico. Well, that wouldn't really count because it's United States. Panama, Mexico. I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's it for me.
So
Besides the layover in Germany, but
yeah, I
Oh,
never
Bora
been.
Bora.
oh, girl, your honeymoon, yeah.
Dora.
Bora Bora.
Mm-mm.
Where I went for my honeymoon.
Right?
Yeah, they got money like that.
I was like, honey.
Love that. That's so nice. See,
I want you to go out of the country.
like where?
Start in Mexico.
Right,
like
the
that's where
easiest.
everybody goes.
Ain't that what they do trafficking?
Go to Cancun.
They might drop me back off. I talk too much. They might be like, never mind.
Have you ever seen that TikTok or post or whatever where it's be like, yeah, my kidnappers, they dropped me off because they said I talked too much. Because it was like an Oprah interview or something. They said, Oprah said, if you talk a lot, your kidnappers are going to just drop you back off.
Shut up.
That would have probably been me, but I just don't have the time. Like, but I do hear that people like resorts out there, like the Mexico resorts is really really nice.
Yeah.
Have y'all been to a resort before?
No, never.
When me and Jeff went for our 21st birthday and we stayed at like a Westin hotel, which was like a resort, and they had like excursions and stuff included in it, so that was really nice.
Oh,
I think
That's really
if
nice.
you can get like all inclusive resorts, I think that makes your trips worthwhile because then you have to don't have to worry about spending money on events, spending money on food and all this.
and
like
drinks
everything
is
included.
unlimited. Like
Yeah.
everything is like whatever is there, you can do whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want you to go out of the country. I think you should start in Mexico.
Okay, well, I need to get my passport. I don't even have that, so I need to work on that, and then I will be flying out. I'll be
Make
getting
your
flew
way
out.
up, right.
Maybe I can get my Diddy on and get flued out or something. I don't know.
That's what I need
Yeah.
at the moment.
Okay, what's Young Miami's prayer? Like,
11-11, God, please.
like, wow,
God,
like
please.
she really living the dream. Got a billionaire, just doing whatever you want.
Getting paid to do what she wants. Shoot, probably doing nothing low key.
Okay, like I just need you to be pretty and that's it. Oh,
I can
easy.
be pretty too. If I can get paid for being pretty, that would be real easy.
Okay, and then look, I have the billionaire support me and James. Like, you know, like okay, if you want me, he comes with me.
Right.
You know, like it's an all or nothing deal. We gotta
Yeah.
pay for both of our expenses.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we get into our conversation, Gabby, what's your segment?
Well, I just want to ask, do you guys have any highlights from last week or
Oh, just like recently.
or any good news coming up?
I
wish I did. I don't have it.
So can't think of anything me personally, but I will say the state of Michigan. We really showed out during the election. Okay.
Yeah, what? I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Michigan really showed out. Like literally, Big Gretsch got elected
through.
again, so she's
Yes.
back in office. Abortion right is still legal out here. We are doing tax to the schools and like in public transportation.
Yeah, I remember on the
Are you a political person? Like, are you really into that stuff?
I wasn't, but I'm starting to be.
Okay,
maybe I should say.
I want to so bad, but it's just like so much.
Yeah, it is a lot. I
lot.
honestly started with the last presidential election because I didn't vote with the Clinton and Trump, Hillary Clinton.
I did.
And
that
Trump.
was our first election that we could vote in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was mine too. And I didn't vote, and I felt like because I didn't vote, that's why Trump became in office. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Ever since then, I'm going to every single election. I'm going to vote every single time because it's like there's probably a lot of people like me that was like, oh, there's no way he's going to get elected.
And then boom.
Wow.
Man, I was so
that
surprised.
next day after class.
And the thing
crazy.
And the thing about this most recent election is, everyone said that it was so close between Dixon and Gretch. Like, I'm like, why was it that close? Was it not obvious? Like, bro, she literally said no exceptions. Like, even if your health is at risk, like, even for people, because me personally, I would never elect for an abortion unless my health was at risk. But I'm all for you helping. Like, if that is your decision, I'm all for your choice.
Exactly.
I am never going to be that person to be like, if you get an abortion, I'm shunning you and not talking
judging
to
you.
Exactly, because that's not me. Me personally, I don't think I could go through with an abortion. Like, if I get pregnant and my health is at risk, that's the only way.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or honestly, maybe I would even consider one if, God forbid Jeff passed away right when I found out I was pregnant. It's like, okay, I don't want to do this. I would consider it.
You just don't know where your mind
exactly. You don't want to do it alone. Like, I would not cross it off my list. I wouldn't just be like, okay, I'm doing this alone. Like, I want to be a mom so bad, but I'm not going to cross it off the list. But her being elected would have crossed it off the list. Like, it's like, okay, I get no choice at this point.
Yeah.
So, like,
you just can't control somebody else's body. That's the other thing.
And the thing is, most of the people that's voting to ban abortion are men. And I saw this poll or this woman going around asking men, like, do you have to take a tampon out to pee?
I saw that on Twitter.
I didn't know the answer. I mean, that's why I don't vote. I was like, shit, I don't know. And a lot of guys was like, oh, yeah. I guess you don't.
You don't. They're two different holes.
Didn't know that. See, and that's why men shouldn't be voting on women's body.
Exactly.
But it's also crazy because a lot of white people, but a lot of white women are also voting to ban abortion. And I get it because it's like a religion thing, like they feel like going against God. But the thing is, y'all want to ban abortions, but y'all mad that there's so many kids being born into poverty, and it's like, oh, welfare, our taxes is going to pay for the poor. So it's like, what do you want? Like,
it just doesn't match. It doesn't add up. I remember reading about this girl who was in the HOV lane, which is a carpool lane, and she was pregnant. And the guy pulled her over, and they was like, oh no, it needs to be 2 or more. She was like, I'm pregnant. Does my baby not count as an additional person? Okay, so if my baby counts as an additional person when I'm pregnant with it, then my baby should count as an additional person before taxes. My baby should count as an additional person when I'm like, any decision that you guys want to say, because you care so much about the fetus, but as soon as the baby's born, you don't care about where that baby goes. If I don't want to be the mom, you don't care about the system it goes into. You don't care about any of it. So you need to be consistent. If this baby matters, and if this baby is a person, it needs to be a person throughout everything that you say.
Exactly. Not just, and then once it's born. And then there's so many kids in adoptions like that. And I can't even imagine, like, I also think about the rape victims. That is like my main thing. So you're gonna tell me if a woman gets raped and God forbid gets pregnant from that experience, I have to keep this baby of a man that I may or may not even know against my will? That's crazy.
To even just
think about
that whole decision.
That's crazy. And that just makes me so upset. That's why I want to get into, more into politics because I wish I would have a daughter and she is forced to have a child, and then I also think about, like kids, like, yes, kids should not be having sex, but guess what they do? Like, that's what they do. And that's up to the parent and the child at that, depending on how old they is, like if they want to go through with it, some people have barriers and it's just so much and you just can't control what women do.
It's not a black or white situation.
And plus, like, women can die from birth. Like, my mother almost passed away. She had a tubercle pregnancy.
Oh, wow.
And, that's when, like, the baby gets stuck in the tube and it starts growing and it bursts.
Yeah.
Like, she could have died from that. I mean, I didn't know. I was, like, 3. But that's, like, so scary. So the fact that these men are trying to control what women do is just sickening.
And it's crazy to me that some women agree.
Exactly.
It's like, what?
Like, what's not clicking?
And the crazy thing that I saw somebody say is like, your decision is pro-life up until the moment that your 12-year-old daughter is pregnant.
Yep.
Then you like, we going to the clinic. Oh, but no, what happened to that? Every life matters. What
Especially
happened to that?
when it's by a black man.
Oh!
Yeah.
He said, let's call it
Yeah,
out.
I saw the
said
show
it.
on Hulu with Kerry Washington. Yeah, I know all about that. Like that, like they're such a hypocrite because like they're like, oh, it's pro
Little
this.
fires everywhere. Wait, what show are you talking about?
Little fires everywhere. Yeah,
I saw that.
I feel like, did you not tell me to watch it?
I did. I saw that, but why I don't remember that?
So remember when the girl like Reese Witherspoon's daughter had an abortion?
Oh, that's right. And she went to
The clinic, and they automatically assumed it was Kerry Washington's daughter, and it was like, no, it was your daughter.
I
Like,
remember that, yeah.
and she got an abortion, and it wasn't necessarily because she didn't want to have a baby. It was because he was a black man. Like,
Ridiculous.
it's so disgusting. Like, it's
just
just so much wrong.
The world we live in is just so nasty. Sometimes, like, who wants to bring a child into this world?
Yeah.
Mess.
Yeah, that'd be that part. I'd be thinking like, I don't want to have any kids, but then it's like I do though. But it's like
I do, but I don't. But I do, but I don't.
I do
Like,
don't. Like, can I like
I
have
do
them
don't.
sometimes, and then be like, all right, I don't need you right
Let
now.
me protect you right here.
Yeah.
Oh, but no, this is a good part to bring you out in. But no,
Yeah.
I want to. Like,
Yeah.
it's just such a.
And I wouldn't
struggle.
want to be. So, growing up, I didn't have strict parents, or
Yeah,
my
I
mom
didn't either.
wasn't strict.
I had strict parents, so
Yeah.
you guys are together on me. No, I'm kidding. Love you, mom and dad.
I know, and it's like it could have went both ways, right? Like I sometimes think like, dang, like something could have happened to me because I was out here. Like, I mean, I wasn't doing nothing like.
You were just being a teenager.
Yeah, I
Just
was
doing
like a
teenage
teenager,
things, yeah.
and it's like something really could have happened to me, like, you know, especially being gay. Like once I started discovering that, I'd be on Grindr or on Jack. They're like, hey, like let's hang out. Like it could have literally been somebody scoop me up in the car,
Right.
and I never heard from them again. So that's like really scary. But I also feel like because I had the freedom, I didn't have the desire to do all of the stuff that other people was doing. Like they were like, oh, sneaking out to go see this boy or do this or
I never
to,
had the desire to
No.
desire to do anything
no,
like that.
and I feel like a lot of people. Well, let me not say that. I know people that they have strict parents. They were the first one to get pregnant. Like they were the very first ones because it's like they don't get that chance. So when they do, it's like go crazy.
That's the
Yeah.
stigma about church pastors' daughters.
Yeah.
Like they say that pastors are so strict on their daughters that their daughters are the first
Yeah.
first ones.
My parents were
I'm
real.
assuming your father's a pastor.
No,
Oh.
my stepdad's a pastor and my
okay.
mom,
Oh,
But mine
and then her
is.
dad's a pastor.
wow!
Yeah.
I did not know that. So like, how? I'm just curious now. Yeah, okay. So
I feel like we're being interviewed.
I know.
I love it. I know.
I'm sorry. So I have a question. So because I grew up in the church as well, and how does your family feel about LGBTQ in general?
You're supposed to love people regardless.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was raised to love, and I was raised like, who are we to judge? God
Right.
taught us love, so we're to love, and we're not to judge. So
Yeah.
I've never been like, oh my gosh, you're gay.
Yeah.
You know, stay away. So I've always been like, oh, you're gay. I think younger me was a little more judgmental, but me now is more loving, and it's like, I'm gonna love you regardless.
Yeah.
Like this is your life to live, not mine. So who am I to like judge you? Like what is that gonna affect? Like how is that gonna benefit my life?
Right.
It's not. So why not just love you for who you are?
And you know, we had gay people at our church all the
Exactly,
time. So it
yeah.
was just, that's not even a thought of ours.
Yeah, because so my grandma, she's very into church. And, you know, when I came out, she was like, you know, we had a real good conversation, but it was just sad because she was like, I don't agree with that. I don't want that around me. I don't want that in my house, this, that, and the third. And I was just like, you know, I was like, so I need you to know that I prayed to God that I wasn't this way. Like, I didn't want to be this way. Like, I had a lot of, like, I didn't love myself because of that. Like, why am I attracted to guys? And mind you, I grew up with a bunch of boys. Like, all my cousins, like, most of my cousins are guys. Like, you know, so I grew up with a bunch of boys. So it wasn't like, oh, I only had my mom around and it had feminine influence. No, my cousins sold drugs, had girls over all the time. So it's like, I was around kind of bad men influence, but like I don't know what happened. I don't know, but like I knew from a very young age that I like guys, but I didn't comprehend it until I was older. And the story that I always tell is that when I was in second grade, there was this boy, and I wanted to be his friend so bad. Like, literally, my mom gave me $20 for food for that whole week, and I spent the whole $20 on buying him and his friends hot Cheetos, chocolate chip cookies, and everything, because I wanted to be his friend so bad. But now I'm older, I'm like, I probably liked him, but obviously I'm a kid, so I can't register what that feeling was. But it's like, that's the only way I can think of me getting a whooping. Oh, my mom told me up. Me knowing I was gonna get in trouble, but it's like, oh, I really want to be this guy's friend, so I'm gonna buy him all this stuff that he don't even talk to me. Like, he wasn't my friend. Like, we wasn't even my friend, but I just really, I was like, I want to be his friend so bad. And it's like, I never did that for none of the other girls, like, you know, like, that I was actually friends with. So now I'm like, I feel as though you are born with that, because I didn't have no gay experiences and nothing like that, but something draw me towards that. And obviously, as I get older, you start to realize, like, oh, like, this is a little different. Like, I think I'm actually starting to have feelings. So I told my grandma, I was like, so what if I'm unhappy? You know, like, I'm like, so what would you feel if you're in that situation? She was like, well, I'd rather be unhappy every day and live in the light of the Lord. And I'm like, wow, like, that's deep. I mean, like, she Christian down, and I'm like, I can't fault you for that. That's how you grew up, you know. I'm like, unfortunately, I can't do that. Like, I can't live my life unhappy, you know, because if God loves me, then He loves all of me. And honestly, like, there's people that does way more worse stuff than being with the same sex. Like, I'm not killing nobody. Like, I'm actually, like, I make sure to make it a point to make sure everybody is good around me. Like, I tell strangers, like, if I see they got nice clothes on, I'm like, oh, you look nice, or your hair looks nice, because you never know what they're going through. And those little things can make them feel better, even in that moment.
Immediately.
Yeah, so, like, I think about stuff like that, and it's like, but now I'm going to hell, or it's like the worst thing ever because of who I choose to sleep with. But meanwhile, people will be married and having other kids and doing all type of stuff, beating on their wives, but nobody said, first of all, it's the incest that be going around in the black community that nobody talks about. But they sweep it under the rug. Like, they know that they uncles or aunties or whoever is doing what with their nieces and nephews, but they want to sweep that under the rug. But then when it comes to gay, it's like, oh, this is that, like, this is a sin. But it's like, but your son doing X, Y, and Z, or he in prison for doing whatever, but nobody talks about that.
True. It's good for sweeping stuff under the rug. But then being gay is just the worst sin. Like, I swear they don't care about nothing else but that. And I hate that. Like, that's why I distance myself.
So how's your relationship with your grandma now?
I mean, so honestly, it's not really one.
There's non-existent?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's no beef. Like, I still love her, but one, ever since my grandfather passed away, she was different. You know, that was the only person she ever been with. And two, just that conversation. Like, my boyfriend, we've been together for 7, going on 8 years next year. So, like, he's who I'm gonna be around. So if you can't accept that part of my life, then you can't accept me. Like, I don't want to be around that. Luckily, I have a good relationship with my mom and my dad. Like, they love James. So, like, that's all I need. Like, you know, I still, you know, see her from time to time. Like, hey, grandma, I love you, da-da-da. But I'm not about to try to have that same relationship that I had just because I know how your views are. Now, if you change, I'm very open. You know, people change. Like, my dad, you know, he was like, honestly, you coming out made me realize that gay people are just like me. You know, like, normal in a sense. Because he was like, when I was, you know, my dad was like a rough rider. He went to jail, all this. So he was like, you know, growing up, like, I used to think, like, don't look at me this way. Like, you know, that's soft. But he was like, oh, no, it's fine. Like, it doesn't matter. So that really made me happy that I was able, like, my dad is, like, so pro LGBT now. That. Like, he got, like, a rich man. He said he'll go to Pride. Like, he took me and my stepmom to a gay club. Like, legit. It was so fun.
I've been to one in college.
Really?
It was.
I haven't.
You never been to a gay club?
I don't really go out. I'm a homebody.
Oh, well, yeah. But it was so fun because it was just like, man, like, he's so accepting now that he was willing to do that. And he was cool. I mean, he was just, like, sitting down at the bar drinking while we was like, woo! But it was just the fact that he would do that. No dads is going to take their gay son and his wife to a club like that. Like, but, I mean, hey, that's what type of relationship I have. And that was really, really, like, it made me really, really happy.
I love that, like, brought that to your dad and kind of like opened his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry about your grandma, but I'm glad that you are open. Like,
right,
oh,
you get your love and support.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, some people be like, oh, they dislike their family member because they don't accept them. I don't hate my grandma. I literally understand it because, that era, they don't talk that, they don't do that, like, period. So I get it. I can expect for her to change her whole view.
Ways,
yeah, like, when I get older, I might be stuck in whatever way I'm feeling right now. So something might change and I might feel differently. Like, right now, well, I don't know about this, but I was say, how people are trying to say, oh, they're transracial. Have you heard of that?
I've never heard of
like
that.
identifying as more than one race.
Basically, like a white person saying, "No, I feel like I was born Asian
Black.
or black."
Yeah, I've heard of something like that.
Like Rachel Dozo feel like she's
I
racial.
That's just interesting.
Like
So right now I feel like that's not a thing, but who knows? In 40 years, that might be a thing, and I'll be like, "You feel like you're white,
right? Like, huh? You what?"
So I mean, but that's a whole nother conversation because I feel like. Side note, I feel like Rachel Dozo got too much hate. I feel like.
Because, who? Rachel?
So you know who that is?
Is she the white woman?
Yes, that was part of the NAACP.
I don't know the story, but I just know that like she just, I don't know if she just tanned
She
a lot.
fooled everybody that she was
did.
black.
And she was like head of.
Yeah, and I get how everybody was upset, but at the same time, this white woman was so down for us, like fighting for our cause. So it's just like, and then now, like, we need allies. So yes, she did it like in the most problematic way, but at a sense, it's like at the end of the day, like this white woman was here for us.
Yeah.
Like,
but how did she come to that conclusion? Like, okay, I'm black. I just don't understand it.
But why did she have to say I'm black? Like, why couldn't she be like, yes, I'm white, I just support y'all?
Yeah, I think it's because some people are infatuated with what they don't have, right? And that's different races. Like, we have a culture. White people don't have a culture.
We the blueprint.
Yeah, like, yes, like, white people, you have movies and stuff like that, but you guys don't have, like, a culture to identify with.
Really
I be telling my mom that all the time. I be like, that's just crazy. They have no culture.
Yeah, like, like, if you go to Africa or different countries, they have a culture.
Yeah.
But
for them, casseroles.
No. I mean, like, the only white people that do have a culture, if you're, like, Italian, like that,
But like, just we're talking
like United
European.
Yeah, but we're talking about like United States.
Yeah,
like,
they really don't.
Yeah.
Like, that is crazy to think about. When I think about culture, though, it reminds me of like the Black Panther movie, the new one, Wakanda Forever.
Did y'all both see it?
Yes.
Oh my God! Can we please discuss and do a spoiler alert?
Another spoiler, guys. We're talking about Wakanda
Black
Forever.
Panther,
but listen, like the whole opening scene with like his funeral was just so beautiful to me because it was like a celebration, like,
and
no
that's what
mourning.
we do already too.
Yeah, like, but why wear black? Like, I love the white, I love the celebration, the dancing, like all of that. It was just like so uplifting, and like it was like joyful tears, but also sad because I'm just like he's really in real life gone. Like the way that they dedicated him in the moment of silence, like
the 2 moment of silence.
I know, 2 moments, and I'm just like, this is too much. Like, I was so, and not just to say, but I had just started my cycle, so I'm like, guys, my emotions are through the roof. I'm like crying, like silence. We're a moment of silence right now. I'm over here like,
yeah, it was so nice. And then, okay, I'm gonna just say this real quick though. Namor is so fine, y'all. Oh, Namor is so fine.
Which one is that?
The fish with the
oh, okay.
Yeah, Namor.
Yeah. Okay, I don't remember her name.
Oh, woo. But I just love that it was like showing how they're different, but they're the same. Mm-hmm. Like, one is Hispanic, one is black, and he's like, look, these white folks took stuff for us. Let's kill them all. And it's like, sure, it was like, well, let's calm it down.
let's not get there yet.
But I also got both perspectives because he lived for like a 500 years, so he saw what they did and what they're capable of doing, right. And he saw like now they're at the point that they can find our vibranium. Like, just know, like,
no, we cut that off.
Yeah, because he was like, when they get more smart and more technological advanced, they're going to try invading our place,
which they tried to do.
Exactly. So I get it, and it's so extreme, but I just love the fact of the culture in this specific Marvel movie. Like, yes, it's black culture, and they're going to Hispanic culture, and it's exposing me to some of their culture. I didn't know some of their stuff, and it's just like, wow, like they was also enslaved. Like, it's just, it's just crazy that we can experience the same thing and be from a whole different, race and different culture.
If y'all haven't seen it, y'all need to go see it.
Y'all really do. I love, I thought it was. I feel like you need to have a connection to Marvel to really enjoy the movie. Because I feel
you
can't just go and be like, I want to go see a movie. This one looks good, and then you would watch it and be like, mid.
It's like watching episode 16 of a show.
You can't just jump in the middle.
I feel like you really need to just have that emotional connection. Because me personally, I thought it was beautifully done. I loved it. There were parts that were a little drawn out to me, like the whole underwater part. I'm like, that could have been cut a little shorter, but it just tried to show us like the background of them,
where they came from.
So I appreciated every moment of the movie, but it was just so nicely done, and just like Shuri's whole journey. Everything being taken from her. Like, why did they have to kill Angela Bassett? Why did they do that?
That was I was like, Ryan, you really not about to do this? Ryan Coogler's the director. I was like, you really not about to do this?
I for sure thought she was gonna survive.
I thought so too, and it's like. My heart, man, I was like...
When they kept doing both of them, I said, wait, what we doing? Like, it's giving y'all about to do one or the other, and I need both of them to come back. Because we're not about to kill this little kid, and we're not about to kill Miss Bassett.
Yes.
And they did. And it was crazy when he was like, bury the dead, mourn your loss, you're a queen now. I said, oh, wow.
Wait.
When
he killed her.
Oh, yeah.
She basically, she could have survived. You remember how the girl's back was out of the water, but Angela Bassett's face was in the water? He did that to her. She brought her up and survived, but he drowned her. He killed her. And I'm thinking, why would you do that knowing as much as they did to your mother?
But that's why he did that, so she could join forces.
Yeah, and it was just, and then I love that Shuri, when she could have killed him, she was just thinking about their experience, and she was like,
remember, show him who you are.
Yeah, and it's just like, if I kill you, your people are gonna rise up and try to take us out, and it's just gonna be never ending. And she's like, we gotta be better, we gotta be better. And I just really love that, and it was just so beautiful. And then the fact, spoiler alert again, he got a kid.
Oh, that.
I know.
Got the nerve to be so cute.
What kind of name? I was like, oh.
And he gonna name him T'Challa?
My name is T'Challa. T'Challa, son of King T'Challa.
Oh my God.
Waterworks, man, there was and then when Rihanna's Lift Me Up song
when she started burning it was just so beautiful, and then her having the memories of Chadwick, and it was just him.
And those were real emotions
too. That movie was. It had no reason being that good. That movie was way too good. I felt it the whole time.
Yeah, and then I had watched, me and Jeff watched the original Black Panther the night before. So everything was kind of fresh. And then when Killmonger, when she saw her, I was
not expecting
that.
I thought they were gonna have some CGI thing and let it be T'Challa. I thought they were gonna pull some old clips from the past and just but I was they really needed to respect his memory and preserve that and not just not.
But they did it in a way that makes sense with Killmonger, because she was in the vengeful. It made sense. Of course, you would see your uncle, or it's the uncle, right?
Cousin.
Yeah. That makes sense. And it was just it was so nice. It was so beautiful.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty well done.
Yeah,
I cried. Some people were saying they didn't like it, but
that was people who didn't have a connection to Marvel. I'm convinced that anybody who didn't like that movie just don't
nitpicking.
Know.
Yeah, because what didn't you like about it? And then I even love the fact that they had Shuri going back and forth between her culture and religion and her being a scientist. Scientists don't really believe in that type of stuff.
Because she was struggling with that.
Yes, and that makes it, because she was like, oh no, that's a construct of your mind. And of course, smart people don't really believe in that. But I love that, because she was like, if God is basically, in so many words, saying, if God is real, why would he give me the tools to save my brother and have me not do that?
Yeah.
That would change your whole belief system, sometimes. Those traumatic things. And I like that she was just going through, she was like, I don't know. Do I believe in my science? Do I believe in my religion?
And it came back full circle at the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And I feel it was kind of a testament to a lot of people just battle with religion, period. I don't know if you've heard of people close to them dying. They're like, "Wow, if God was real, he would never do that to me," and stuff like that. So I felt she was kind of struggling internally with that. Is he real? Like, stuff like that.
Yeah. And I love that her mom was the one that's keeping her grounded. Like, you need to remember who you are, where we came from. Like, all this stuff and Wakanda is possible because of that. You know, and it was just so beautiful, man. It was just so beautiful.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Can we talk about the part where Shuri got lost and the warrior woman came and she was like, no! Oh my, Angela Bassett's whole speech right there when she was like, no, I told you, my whole family's gone.
Oh,
and I thought at that point, dang, it's about to be Angela Bassett, but nope, it was just Shuri.
Yeah, like, because it was Okoye, and Okoye was like, because when she relieved her from her duty, you know, firing her, she was like, oh, I gave everything to this, you know, this kingdom, this everything, and she was like, that's when she went in her monologue saying, like, I lost my husband, I lost my son, and I lost my daughter, like,
and I stood beside you when you turned against us and served Killmonger.
Like, I was just like,
that's right, she did.
Because she's loyal to the throne.
Yeah.
And even what is Lupita Nyong'o's character's name?
It starts with an N, I think.
Nakia.
Yeah. So even she, like, because I watched the other movie, so it's fresh off my mind. Even she was like, "Are you not coming?" She was like, "No, I'm loyal to the throne, but my heart is with you." It's like, dang, like, you loyal to the throne. Like, no matter who's sitting upon the throne, that's who I'm gonna serve. But we loyal to our people. Like,
yeah. And then when Angela Bassett said, I said, "Oh, she bringing up old shit." It is relevant though, and I was just like, dang, that was an Oscar-worthy performance from both of them. I felt it. I was like,
better get it.
It was like a tennis rack.
I literally felt Shuri's, like, whole pain, like, throughout the whole movie. Every time she cried, I cried. Every time she was angry, I felt her anger. I'm like, girl, you are really just putting it through the screen. Like, I'm feeling all of this.
Yes.
So good.
Oh, God. So y'all, like, into Marvel and stuff?
I am.
Okay, so let me ask y'all. Okay, enough with the tears. Did y'all see the Ant-Man trailer?
Yes, I think I saw it while watching Marvel.
I can't remember it, though.
Okay, so do y'all know who Jonathan Majors is?
Not by name, maybe by face.
Have y'all seen Lovecraft Country?
Yes. The black guy.
Yes.
He been getting booked and busy. I
see really?
He's in everything.
He's gonna be in Creed 3.
He's in everything. He's the one that Sean took a picture with in New York.
I know.
That's him.
Wait, who took a picture with who?
Her brother is in New York right now, and he took
Florida
a picture.
now.
Bro, why is he everywhere? Is he not in New York?
No, he was in New York, but he's in Florida now because he's doing the show. But yeah.
Okay, well, look at Sean.
You have famous family members?
He about to be. Like, remember the name Sean Holland?
I just remember Sean.
Wow. Okay, when the cameras are off, I gotta see what Sean looking like. That's awesome. So, like, do y'all want to get into show business?
No, it would be so fun. I would do it like a hobby, but I know that that's not a hobby type of thing. Like, people are like, no, you need to be committed. Like, I would, if you need me, use me, but I wouldn't be like, okay, I'm just,
Yeah, nah.
So with my personal podcast. Oh yeah, so I have a podcast called The Fallout 3. You can follow me at The Fallout 313. So we have new episodes either every Wednesday or every Friday. It depends on the week. But like with my podcast, what I'm hoping is like a couple years it blows up.
Yes.
We on somebody's red carpet.
Talk show.
Yeah, but I don't want to be like super duper famous. I want to be like.
Just well known.
Yeah, I want to be well known. I want to go into like the parties with Beyonce, but nobody really knows who I am. But I'm just there,
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah, so like
that would be lit.
I think that's what I'm hoping.
A good goal, a good dream.
I just want to be. My goal is I just keep saying I want to be on somebody's red carpet. I don't care who it is. It could be the Soul Train Awards. I really don't care. I just want to be on somebody's red carpet.
Okay, wait. Before we continue, because we're an hour deep into this episode, which is I love it because the conversation's flowing. So I'm gonna skip to our Let's Get Deep part.
Okay, yes, let's go.
No, I'm gonna skip because I kind of want to hear more. So like, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Like with everything you're doing, your life, your podcast, your relationship, all that.
Married for at least 2 years. Okay, we just bought our house.
James, that means propose now.
And at the 5-year mark, I will hopefully that we will be looking into adoption or surrogacy. And then as far as career, so a little going back a little bit, but when me and James first met, I was like, oh, I gotta work at CVS for the next 7 years because I'm going to school to be a pharmacist, and then I can't make no money, so I'm gonna be broke for the next 8 years, and then I'm gonna go to school. So actually, I'm not gonna make no money until I'm about 28. So really, you're not gonna get no money. Basically, I was just, James was like, why are you can't plan your whole life right now.
I was literally
when it don't go to plan, I just stressed out.
Yes, like literally, because I'm thinking I have to like work at CVS all the way up until I graduate pharmacy school.
We're gonna need Dheshouen back on the podcast because we didn't even get into like what he did after high school. So you're gonna come back.
Yes.
So we can hear about that journey. But continue.
Yes. So I was like really like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. He was like, you can't plan your whole life, like that's not possible. He was like, yeah, that might be what you have in mind, like you still have like a trail, but you're not going to see everything. So once I left CVS, like I started working at these other jobs, and it led me to where I am now. And it's like, wow, when I look back, it's like I would have never guessed I would be where I am this young,
right?
So it's just crazy. So like honestly, as far as career wise, I just let God take the wheel. So
I'm along for the ride.
Yeah, so I know where I want to see myself 5 years, like relationship wise, and like what I want in my personal life. Now, as far as career, I just want to be comfortable. I just want to be able to pay my DTE bill every month and not have no problems. So that's what I hope for.
I love that.
What about you guys?
Career wise,
5 years.
I don't know where, but I know what I want to do or what I see myself possibly doing. I always talk about that. Some in the fashion industry, working with clothes, behind photo shoots, picking out outfits, with my own businesses and stuff. But hopefully I'm in a relationship within the last 5 years. Like, I'll be 30. I'm not trying to wait. Y'all got people. I don't. But
your time will come. Your person's gonna come.
But I'm not tripping for real. But in 5 years, I don't know. Like you said, I'm along for the ride with God. So who knows what's gonna happen?
I'm guessing you the same.
I mean, I'm very similar. Like, cause I'm still kind of figuring out, especially since I decided not to be a doctor. Like, I'm figuring out what is my path. So within the next 5 years, I want to have a certain path. Like, I want to know where it's heading. Like, it doesn't need to be certain 100% this destination, but I want to have a clearer path. Maybe about 2 kids popping out of these,
2 in the next 5 years.
In the next 5 years, maybe 2.
All right, let's start now. We need to start right now.
Whenever, if the Lord says the same.
Just wait so we can have twins at the same time.
Oh, that's cute.
Me and Gabby literally planned to have the 2 kids at 27.
So
that's so cute.
It was 27 and 28, 5 years ago. It was we need to be pregnant at the same time.
That's so cute.
Because we're 2 weeks apart. So it's our kids have to be best friends.
Yes. And then Jeff, a couple days.
He, 4 days after you took it for me.
Wow.
So, so relationship wise, I mean, still married, God willing.
Obviously.
Of course, right.
Hopefully, so, I mean, just along for the ride, just accepting blessings as they come, all that.
Okay. So I don't want to keep going, because me, I can keep going. So what was the next one?
The next Let's Get Deep?
Yeah.
Where is it? Okay, so if today was your last day on earth, can you say you lived a happy life?
Yes. Obviously there's things that, there's a couple things that I regret, that I wish I can change, especially very recently. But overall, I would say I'm very happy where I'm at. I did what I wanted to do and then some. So I would say yes, I'm very happy. I mean, I just want to be spending it with the people that I love. At the end of the day.
What you?
I'm happy with. I mean, of course, I have a little things that I wish I could have done differently, but I'm happy where I'm at right now.
Yeah, you live and learn.
Yeah, I'm in a good place right now.
Yeah, me too. I am too.
I would second those. I think I'm in a good place.
I'm in a very good place.
Okay, what's your list, Kiki?
Now,
I see the body roll.
Do y'all think it's more important to love or to be loved?
That reminds me of To Be Loved. The Adele
Oh,
song.
yes.
Okay, I think it's more important to love.
Me too.
Me too.
Because I felt, so I just try, my thing, I try to be the best person that I can be for me and for other people. So, I am genuinely a very nice person. Anytime I encounter someone, I try to have a pleasant interaction with them, even if they're not being the nicest person. I try to, treat others how you want to be treated. So, you never know what type of day somebody's having, what type of year someone's having, month, all of that. You just don't know. So, you might be fuel to their fire. You might be, their 13th reason, you know? So I try to always have, like, a really good interaction and just to love people. And I feel like if you love people,
they will go out and show love, too.
Like, has anyone ever paid for your food and then, like, you just wanted to pay it forward and, like, oh, let me pay for the person behind me and the person behind me and da-da-da, just, like, pay it forward. So if you love somebody, they're going to be like, wow, this person was so nice. Let me try.
Right,
let
make
me
somebody
do
else's day. Always important to show love.
Yeah, that's definitely me. But there's also a caveat, because you need to know when and when not to exert yourself like that. You know, I'm learning now that I wanted to love so tough that I end up hurting my own relationships with the people I love as well.
For example?
So like you have friends, you love your friends, but you need to know at what point there's like, okay, I can't do this for you. You know, you got to set those boundaries. And I didn't have those boundaries with my friends. You know, like I will, like if they call me at 3:00 in the morning and something's going on, like I will literally get up. Yeah. And then it's just like, you know, especially when you're in a relationship, you know, some of those things that you used to do when you're single, like you can't really do that, especially when you have like a whole family, like you got kids. Like I can't be at your every waking call, and it doesn't mean you love them any less, but you just got to know like who to put first, and you need to know where to calibrate that love that you have for someone. You know, it should never be the same amount that you love your partner as your friends or your family, because you gotta, you know, like we're only one person, we can only do so much. So I am actively learning that you know what, I love you guys, but I can't do it the way that I have been doing it. I need to pull back. So that's what I'm learning right now.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's kind of where I am. I'm always like, I'm just a giver.
Yes.
Like, if you need me, I'm there, no matter how much it inconveniences me.
Yeah.
And I'm learning to, like, kind of put myself first, because I've never, like, really been that person to put myself first. I've always been like, let me make sure you're okay, and then I'll worry about myself. But, like, being with Jeff, he's like, Nyla, you literally need to put yourself first. Like, it's taking a toll on your body.
So you're going to wear yourself
down
after
and
a while.
that's when I was doing hair. Literally, anytime anybody wanted me to do their hair, no matter how much it inconvenienced me, or if I didn't even, it's like if I was available to do it, I would say yes, even if I didn't want to do it. I just felt bad, like, if I'm available, why am I saying no? But it's like Jeff was saying, if you're available and you don't want to do it, just say no.
Yeah.
And it was so hard for me to say no. Like, I'm still learning. I'm still learning to say no.
Yeah. And then, like, you know, like I said, it can affect the relationship. You know, like your partner should never feel like you care about somebody more than them.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just really like I said, I'm learning that now. That's something I regret. Like, I just wish that I would have done a lot of things differently, you know, within my past, you know, adulthood. And I just, you know, it's sad that you learn it later on, but you know what, better late than never.
I was going to say that, yeah.
You know, so it's just, you got to know where to calibrate your love and when to give it out and when to keep some for yourself or for other people.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. What about, I mean, you said love, but what's your reasoning?
I mean, like, I agree with you. Like you said, it's just you show love, and then people will go out and show love after what you've done for them, but to a certain extent.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But I just think it's important to show love.
And then sometimes people might get that misconstrued.
Yeah.
You know, when you show love. So what I mean is that you can have a friend or someone, your coworker or whatever, and they may think it's something else. And it's like, oh, no.
I can see what you're saying by that, yeah.
Yeah, you know how you'd be really nice to someone and they just feel like, oh, like, I'm feeling something. It's like, oh, no, baby, that's not what you feel. Right. That's not what you've been feeling, baby. I'm just being nice.
I'm just being nice.
That's not the love.
Some people be taking that a different, I'm like, I'm just being nice.
And that's why I say you need to watch who you're giving love to and the good energy to, because they will take that and it will take advantage of it and then put you in situations that you don't even want to be in, and now here you are. Like, you really gotta
would have just kept my mouth shut.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. So you really gotta, you know, watch who you be around, man. Like, energy is very, very important. And like, people may say if they're really your friend, they will never put you in a situation or
that will hurt you or harm
that will hurt you or someone you love. Like, it might hurt, especially if you care about them, but someone that cares about you will never want you to be like sad or like or anything, or ever want to make you feel like, oh, like, you don't ever want to be around someone that you feel like they're like, oh, you think you all that because you got a new car or you got a new house. Like,
that you want people to celebrate your wins than to like be jealous or envious of the things you have and the accomplishments you.
And they'd be like, "Oh, my other friend just bought a house. Oh, okay." Like,
trying to one up. Like, I'm just trying to tell you some good news.
like
make me not want to tell you nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't need that. You do not need none of that. Like, so that's, I'm just learning boundaries. This year is the year of, this year in 2023 and forever is boundaries. Learning boundaries with any and everybody in your life, and that's how you keep everything in line.
I think that's a nice little segue into one of our last segments, which is advice. So, like, is there any advice you would give to our viewers?
Yes. Boundaries. Boundaries. Like, you gotta learn how to put boundaries for everybody in your life, even your partner. Your partner needs to have certain boundaries that they not need to cross, because boundaries, it keeps everything in line, so nobody's confused or misconstrued what's going on. You know, like, us as people, we all have our own space, and like, even with our partners, and sometimes they may want to be all up in that space all the time, and sometimes I just need a second to myself. So you need to create those boundaries, like, hey, if I go into the office between 5 and 5:30, like, that's just my time to just do whatever. Like, you got to create that boundaries. Yeah, that's your me time. Or like, with your friends, you know what? Do not call me after 10 o'clock unless you're dying. Like, something like that. Like, you just got to create those boundaries with everything. Like, with my mom, like, my mom has a key to my house, but do not show up at my house at any time of the night. Still call.
And still knock on the door, maybe.
I'm
here.
Yeah, like, you really got to create those boundaries with any relationship that you have, even jobs and bosses. You're not going to talk to me any type of way. You got to create that boundary, like.
I really feel like the term boundaries has been coming up in my life a lot lately, so I feel like this might be like a sign from God or like confirmation or something I'm still trying to figure out, but like boundaries has really been like really prevalent in my life,
and they would test your boundaries, like, they would take an inch, keep an inch,
right, you give them an inch, they'll take them out.
Take them out, and that's so true. Like, that is so true. It's like, you really got to stand firm in what you believe. Don't be like, they don't mean no harm. Like, no, if they got you questioning a decision that that's not right, then you need to maybe cut them out. I don't know the situation, everything's different, but you need to change that relationship with whoever it is.
I feel like we talked about this somewhat with your sister, low-key, a little bit. You
just gotta
know your boundaries,
and also you gotta know not to create those spaces. So, like, I don't talk negative about James or what's going on in relationship to nobody, because I don't want them, because obviously if something happens, I'm going to choose James at the end of the day, like, so I'm not going to talk negative just for you to then feel comfortable to disrespect him.
Exactly.
And that's on my fault, because I created that atmosphere that you can now talk crazy out of the side of your neck. And if I would have never did that, then you would have never felt comfortable. So I need to create boundaries so that would never happen. And it's when someone feels that they can do something, it's really hard for them to revert. And it's like, no, you actually can't do that. I don't want you touching me like that. Like, don't touch my hair. Like, it just keeps going.
Right, create those boundaries.
Early on.
I'm a mental note that and just trying to see what God's trying to tell me.
I'm trying to think of my advice I would give.
While she's thinking, I got mine.
Okay.
I don't know. I just feel like this keeps coming up, but just protecting my energy.
Yes.
I think it's very important to protect your energy, to protect you, because, I mean, like I always say, I'm so repetitive on the podcast, but it's okay because it's really important. You're going to be the one living your life. So you need to protect that energy by any means necessary. Don't let anybody disrupt it. And if they do, you need to correct it with your boundaries. Like, if somebody is interrupting your peace, create that boundary. Doesn't mean to cut them off, but you need to create that boundary, just period. Create the boundaries and protect your peace.
Yeah, and protecting your peace is so important because energy is real. Energy is so real, y'all. Like,
I know.
Like, it's just so crazy.
Real.
Like, and people can feel it and pick up on it. So I literally make sure that the people that are around me is good energy for me. I don't want nothing negative on me. It's enough negative stuff going on in the world.
And that's going to take a toll on you with their negative energy. You just don't need that.
Yeah, like, when I'm having bad days, I don't need someone else to add on top of it.
Right. Yeah.
And then also, okay. Then I'm done, I promise. When, we're always, I feel like this year I've really been learning what a friend really is. And it's sad that I'm 26 and I'm real life realizing, some of these people weren't really my friends, and it's just
like, I swear that was me too, realizing what a friend is.
Yes, and like, we all going through stuff, Now, a friend is not going to keep burdening you with their issues and making you feel as though you have to do something. Like, I don't burden my friends with, I mean, like, obviously we talk, we like whatever, but it's not to this point that my friends didn't feel like, oh, they have to now do something for me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would never want to burden them with that and then keep constantly coming to them with my negative energy, because at a certain point, your friends need to figure out what they need to do. They can't keep asking you for money. Like, that's just crazy. Like, that, like, why would a friend want to keep interrupting your peace to help them, you know?
Like, you got to figure out a solution on your own, too.
Yeah. Right? Like, it's just, friends, you know, you just got to learn who really
is for you
and who's not.
My advice, just be you. Don't, try and change and conform to other type of stuff. Don't be following social media. Just do you.
Mm-hmm.
That'll
you,
be me.
Boo.
Yeah. Period.
Do you. If you like this, do that. Don't try and let nobody change your mind. Just be you.
Yeah.
I swear.
And be aware.
Oh, love that.
Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of yourself as well. Like, and the only reason why I said it, because when you say be you, I think about before when people used to say certain things about me. They're like, oh, like you either talk too much or whatever. I'm like, oh, I'm just being myself. And then I also have to realize, not necessarily calming down doesn't necessarily mean you're not being yourself, but it's also knowing the environment that you're in. And some people, like, I wouldn't go to, like, let's say I dress naked, basically, what I mean, right? Yeah. I wouldn't go to church dressing like that and saying, well, I'm just being myself.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta know when and where. Like,
it's a time and place for everything.
It's a time and place for everything. And if you want to do that, then don't go to a place that they don't either allow that or accept that, and then try to combat it saying, oh, they're trying to dim your light. No, why would you put yourself in a situation like that you know that's going to have that outcome?
Yeah.
That's a good way to be you, but still read the room.
Yeah, be aware. You gotta be aware. Definitely be aware. And know who you're around, and not say everything around everybody. Like I said, like somebody might know someone, you might say something, and they might come back around and they be like, "What? Like, such and such said this and did this
That's
or
how
whatever."
I tell my business to everybody.
Okay.
Man,
okay.
I've learned that really, like, just protecting the things close to me. You can't tell everybody everything.
Yep.
They say small-minded people make your big dream small.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then also I feel like therapy is really, really important. I don't go to therapy, but I feel like more people should. I feel like everybody needs therapy. Everybody needs therapy.
I've been saying that for the longest, but
it's the time.
I haven't been like active about finding one.
Yeah, it's finding time to find a therapist, but I feel like if you do have the time, I highly recommend it, because there might be some childhood trauma that you didn't even know that you had that's affecting your other relationships that you now have with certain people.
100%.
So I feel like, be aware, be present, create boundaries, know who's around you, protect your energy, and be yourself.
I love it. Nice little summary of all we've talked about. So while we wrap it up, I just want to remind you guys that our DMs and email is open for anything. We want to have the listener write-in segment, guys. So let's get on it.
Just do it now.
Let's do it.
We want some engagement.
We want to engage with you guys. So email us, naturallyuspodcast@gmail.com. DM all of us, and we'll share Dheshoun's information later. But guys, we're opening the floor for you guys. If you want to come on the podcast, DM us. And a couple of you have, so I'm appreciative of that. But DM us some stories, we would love to share.
Yep.
And, so we're going to plug our social media accounts. Dheshoun, tell us a little bit about the Fallout so we can migrate our listeners over to you guys.
Yes, so the Fallout, okay, so we talk about pop culture. We talk about, like, what shows that we're watching and the music that we're listening to. So basically, like, what's relevant in the world. So things like Wendy Williams Meet the View meets 106 Park.
Ooh, okay. I love 106 because I didn't get to ask about Beyonce, but we can talk about it after.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can have a whole episode dedicated to her.
To Renaissance.
Okay. These motherfuckers ain't stopping me.
Plug your Instagram.
Oh, yeah, so Instagram. All right, so my social media is Mr_Mitchell with 3 L's, MR_MITCHELLL. And then our podcast is called The Fallout, and you can follow us on, Apple, Spotify, Tidal, like whatever you can listen to, podcasts. And if you want to follow us on social media, we're on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. We're on everything.
Love it.
And that's at the Fallout 313.
I love that. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at Nyla Cali. Follow me on TikTok at Nyla Cali. And on Twitter, I'm at Nyla Cali7.
Period.
Everything for me, _GVH4. My business, SHOPGVFITNESS.
Come on, y'all better get to writing it down.
Right, yes, right. Everybody's Instagrams, TikTok, everything. You know it's gonna be enough.
I don't know why she always forgets this page and her designer page.
Oh, I'm
Gabby,
so sorry,
come on.
THEE.GABBYV. It's gonna be all in the
Listen,
caption
if
and
Gabby
everything.
forgets it, just know I won't. And also, don't forget to follow the Naturally Us Podcast on Instagram at the Naturally Us Podcast and TikTok. Naturally Us Pod. And YouTube, Naturally Us. So follow us all. Everything will be in the description down below. Right now, we're only on YouTube, but we're working to get on all those other platforms. But yes, for our listener shout out, I'm shouting out Bryce. I do not know his Instagram. It's like OnlyFans Bryce or something like that. Thank you so much for commenting on our Instagram account. Make sure
Bryce.
Make sure you guys continue to comment down below and just engage in us. We love you guys' engagement.
All right.
See ya.
Bye.
And remember to be naturally and authentically you.
Yes, bye.